And here's the news.
Oh, thanks, Clark.
The Legion of Doom gave that to me.
What? Them again? Coins now? Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another amazing episode of the Haydenfilms Minutes. I am your host, Alec Barber, but before we get into the news for today, I'd like to remind you all that this episode of the Haydenfilms Minutes is sponsored by the $10,000 Haydenfilms 1.0 screenwriting competition because Haydenfilms is looking for the best screenwriters and short film scripts in the entire world. So if you so happen to live on this big blue planet that we call Earth and you have a screenplay that you'd like to submit, you can submit it to the link down below to filmfreeway.com for a chance to win $10,000. More information in the link in the description below. And if you'd like to check out previous episodes of the Haydenfilms Minutes or perhaps the Haydenfilms Verge, be sure to click this fancy schmancy button right here. And if you like the content that we develop here on this channel for Hayden Films, be sure to like and subscribe down below. Now, on to the news from The Verge. Bandcamp adds ticketed live streams for virtual concerts. That's right, Bandcamp has launched a ticketed live streaming service for virtual concerts called Bandcamp Live. The streaming service allows artists to make money and profit from previous virtual cancellations, tour cancellations that they were not able to achieve during the COVID-19 pandemic, but they're able to do it right here on Bandcamp Live. And that also includes notifications to their followers, offering band merchandise such as t-shirts and beanies, and of course, seeing your favorite artists play live on the application. Music has always been ingrained in humanity's culture, possibly from the very beginning. It is said from an old wise quote from an old television show once that music is the language of the universe because everybody and anybody can love and appreciate music for what it is. And it's become so difficult, especially during these times, for people to see their favorite artists project these emotions and artistic endeavors because people have to stay safe during these troubling times, which is why I think it's a nice wake up for Bandcamp to implement a live streaming service that is profitable for the artists so you can support them and you can see your amazing artists. And this article was just nice to read, it's nice and uplifting, and we need that during the holiday season. So, in conclusion of that first article, you should go to Bandcamp and check it out. You should check out your favorite musicians, and if you'd like to check out this article in full detail, we have it in the description below of all the other articles from the minutes for today, which transitions us into our next article from Clicks.com. Using the scientific method to test digital marketing strategies? According to this article, Lisa Allen breaks down how business can better prep for the future and build flexible marketing strategies to keep up with rapidly changing customer preferences. She also lists a 30-second summary, which I'm going to provide right now. Using internal and external data pulled through online conversations, technologies such as AI can help fuel the question and research phase of the company's specific approach for marketing strategies, as well as increasing content personalization, adjusting ad spending. And once you've gone through the data and tested different strategies, you can align your business goals and objectives. And with all the uncertainty in 2020, it's an ideal time to establish and revamp digital marketing strategies. And I couldn't personally agree more. I mean, with the businesses having to adapt and adjust to the new world that we're living in, with the practice of social distancing and consumer brand marketing going online for more e-commerce, businesses have to rebuttal and rebrand their content thinking and development strategies. So what better method to use than a tried and true method that has been used for over 100, maybe even a couple thousand years. The scientific method, which was developed by Greek philosophers, allows you to think of a question, arise to a hypothesis, conduct experiments. We've learned all this in our public schooling and private schooling systems. So why can't we use it for the digital marketing age, especially in 2020 when forming new ways to attract customer brands? This article is really intricate. It lays down a lot of examples and demonstrations of how the scientific method can be applied for attaining and developing digital marketing strategies for businesses and agencies alike. And if you'd like to read more in detail, we also have this link in the description below. And I think there's no better way to transition to our final article while we're talking about brand identity and testing different things with with news from social media today. Shutterstock shares color trend predictions for the 2021 infographics. So, in this article by Andrew Hutchinson, Shutterstock has released its annual listing for color trends, which aims to predict the key visual shifts for the year ahead, based on usage habits over the past 12 months. So what this means is Shutterstock has to fit into different aesthetics for each and every specific year. I used to be a previous comms design major at my local university, and I recall studying this in depth with different colorizations to represent different years. Companies such as Pantone have done similar processes in order to appeal to different marketing aesthetics and different trends to create for their digital personalized ads via graphic design, photography, and videography. And Shutterstock is doing this, of course, now for their stock imagery and video, so we can fit it into the new 2021 aesthetic. And some of the prime examples of colorization are Set Sail Champagne, Fortuna Gold, and Tide Water Green. These are some predictions for what the 2021 aesthetics are going to be like. And I think it's going to be welcoming because with every year comes new challenges, new optimism, new obstacles that we must overcome. So when we're in the representation of color and how people's moods are determined by color, how people perceive color, how people can use color to create aesthetics, we can see that it has a huge impact on all our lives. For example, blue, when we're talking about, you know what? Let's discuss color theory for a moment. Because when we're talking about agency-based ads and marketing ads and appealing to the masses and appealing to consumer culture, there are a lot of different approaches, and color theorists have discussed this for multiples of 100 years, going back to the early days of graphic design. As you can see in the back here, the Haydenfilms is a nice light blue, which can be associated with a few different things. It can be associated with the ocean, for example. It can be associated with water. But blue also has different moods that can determine it. Now, usually, blue has been associated with things such as forward progress, softness, optimism, and even sometimes the polar opposite of those emotions. But when we're using Haydenfilms in this reference, we're using it as an agency of optimism. And the light blue brings an optimistic future for not only us here at Haydenfilms, but for other agencies alike. Because we here at the Haydenfilms Agency are looking for a very optimistic year in 2021 with some developments going on in the background. And I'm going to leave that completely vague because you're going to find this out slowly as the 2021 year arises and we keep releasing brand new content about our optimism for not only our clientele, but also for our content development here as well, and for you, the people. So in conclusion of this article from Shutterstock, every identity has a color, and every person can identify what an agency is about, what the agency does, and where the agency is going. And we would like your feedback in the comments below to where you think or where would you like to see Haydenfilms going in 2021, because we're excited to see what your responses are. So be sure to comment down below. Where do you think 2021 is going? What's your color going into 2021? Is it a color of optimism? Perhaps you have some skepticism going into 2021? We'd like to know what your association is, and we would like to know your opinions constantly because we love feedback from our content watchers, developers, users, and I can't think of a better way to conclude the minutes today, ladies and gentlemen, other than to stay healthy, stay informed, and stay safe. Once again, this is Alec Barber from the Haydenfilms Minutes saying thank you and have a wonderful day.